Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Global Financial Impacts Corporate Overview. I'm excited to actually be here with you today. We have individuals streaming from across the United States. For those of you who are here, welcome. Those of our partners who are international, I'm excited for you to be here as well. I get the treat of actually introducing our speaker today, who is a personal mentor of mine. He's actually had 20 years in the real estate and financial and mortgage industry, as well as 10 years in the financial industry. So his business acumen is very acute, as well as his interactions with the public. We want to make sure that we're giving him our time and our attention today. He's got a very high moral compass. He's a family man of faith, and I'm excited to introduce our newest national vice president, Mr. Carlos Inzuris.
Awesome. Thank you, David. Appreciate that introduction. For a while there, I was like, who's he talking about? Right? Who's he talking about? But thank you so much. I appreciate that. And you guys are all for a treat. You guys are on the Zoom today. My name is Carlos Inzuris. I'm a National Vice President of Global Financial Impact. And I'm going to share our company overview with you guys. But before I do that, I want to tell you my story, how I started in real estate and how I partnered up with the Global Financial Impact. So a little bit about me. Let me share my screen real quick before I start telling my story. So let me see if you guys can see that. I take it it's a yes, right? I'll get a thumbs up on somebody. Take it it's a yes. And so, yeah, so I was an employee. I had a regular job. I was a company man. I was the first guy there, last one out. And one of my buddies calls me out of nowhere, and he's telling me he's making 25,000 a month. And I'm like, what? $25,000 a month? What are you talking about? Because my mama, when I was growing up, my mom told me people like that making a lot of money were up to no good because I grew up on the wrong side of the tracks. And I'm like, what? And so, anyways, I started hating my job. I just got too political. I had to ask for days off. They control how much I was worth per hour. And you know what? I called my buddy up and I go, man, you really making $25,000 a month? He goes, I am. I go, but I'm not trying to go to jail. He goes, jail? What are you talking about? I'm in real estate and mortgage. And so guess what? In 2005, I started in real estate and mortgage industry and I started doing extremely well. And I was making multiple six figures. I became a broker. And I remember me growing up, I was raised by a single mom, and my mom was never there for me. Her hours belonged to her boss. And yes, I was making money. I love real estate. I love mortgages. It's very lucrative. But something happened in 2006, a year later after I started. Something significant happened to me. I got married. And then 2 years later, I had my first child, and then my second child the year after. And here I am making a bunch of money, but I wasn't there for my family. And I don't know if you guys know, I do real estate, or you guys heard about real estate. What 2 days out of the week do your family want to spend time with you? What 2 days out of the week? Saturday and Sunday. So guess what I was doing? Open houses, working, showing houses, right? Showing houses, doing open houses. And guess what? I just when I ran into I when I met into when I went to the financial services industry, I wanted to be time wealthy. And so when I saw the model, it basically changed my life. And I'm able to, and one of the things that happened that most people don't know, previously to me starting in the financial services industry, I had a client that passed away and lost everything. And I remember when I got the phone call from the wife told me, hey, Rodolfo just died in a car accident. And I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, he's died in a car accident. And the first thing I said, does he have life insurance? She goes, yeah, he has life insurance, but he only has $50,000 through his job, but that's only enough to bury him and pay some expenses. And she couldn't afford the home, so she ended up losing the American dream. So I felt when I was in real estate and mortgage that I was financing the American dream, I was selling the American dream, but I couldn't protect it. And this is one of the reasons why I partnered up with Global Financial Impact, because now, not only can you sell the American dream, but you can also protect it. And it's pretty awesome, right? It's pretty awesome that you can do that. And so let me tell you a little bit more about the company so you guys can see it here real quick. So guess what? We're in a partnership with Ethos Technology. It's a platform backed by some of the largest venture capitalists in the world, like Sequoia Capital and SoftBank, who are worth more than 185 billion. So this is the backing of Global Financial Impact, right? The founders of the company have 100 years plus combined experience. We work with the top 25 A-rated companies in the world. By the way, if you guys look at the screen right now, there's companies like Mutual Omaha, John Hancock, Prudential. Prudential, by the way, the U.S. Army has Prudential, right? And so guess what? These companies have been around for over 100 years. This is not a company that just started yesterday. This company's solid. It has a solid foundation. we're domestically, we're licensed in all 50 states and Puerto Rico, and we just international. I know it says 30 plus countries, but we just officially went to 55 countries. Isn't that crazy? So not only you can help people here in the United States, but you can also help them internationally. So just a little bit about myself. So you guys know, I have a broker's license in the state of California. I'm a mortgage and real estate broker in California, and my license is only good in California. Here in the financial services, your license is not only good in all 50 states, but it's also good internationally. Isn't that crazy? Not only are we a domestic company, we're a global company. I know some companies out there talk about their world this and world that, but we're actually a global company, right? Which is pretty awesome. And we're the industry leading in persistency. We do things right for our clients every single time, which is awesome. So that's pretty cool about our credibility. So you guys know that we're partnered with the best of the best out there with the companies. By the way, these companies pay us to bring them clients. Just so you guys know, these companies pay us to bring them clients. Nothing comes out of the clients' accounts, which is pretty awesome. Well, one of the things that we teach our clients, we do financial literacy. I remember growing up, my mom used to put all her money on the mattress, and I wish somebody sat down with her and educated her because her plan to have more money was to get a bigger mattress, right? Nobody sat down. Why? No, she didn't know who to go, who to trust. And so one of the things that we educate families with, by the way, our approach is not a sales approach. We don't knock on doors. We don't telemarket. We don't throw flyers. What we do is what we do is educate our clients and we empower them. And once we empower them, they make a decision what's right for them and their family. So one of the things that we teach first is called the Rule 72. The Rule 72 works, and I come from the mortgage industry, so I know how it works against people when they get a loan for 500,000 and then 30 years later they pay 1.5 million. Well, this is the Rule 72 working for you. For example, most people have their money in the bank, and if somebody's 29 years old and they're making less than 1% in the bank, and they're 29, it's going to take them 72 years later before their money doubles to 20,000. Isn't that crazy? You know how many people have trillions of dollars in the bank account and they're only getting less than 1%. And if they're 29 years old and they invest 10,000, it's going to take 72 years later before that money doubles to an age of 101. And if your name is not Moses from the Bible, you're not going to see your money double. So what we do, the companies that I mentioned earlier, like Mutual Omaha and Prudential and all those companies, they pay you between a 6 to 12% rate of return. Isn't that crazy? And you're like, what? Nobody ever told us that. That's why we're here. So we can empower people, we can educate. Did you guys know that they don't even teach financial literacy in most schools? There's only 4 states in the United States that even educate and teach that. In California, where I'm at, it's not even one of them. Maybe the state you're in is probably not one of them either. The second rule we teach is how money grows, and it grows 3 ways: fixed, variable, and index. Fixed is something secure. It doesn't matter if the market goes up, it goes down. It doesn't matter who wins the presidency. We have a contract with these companies that no matter what, you're going to get a fixed rate of return. So it's secure and it's fixed. The only thing you have to be careful is that that fixed rate you're getting, it's outpacing inflation, right? Because you can safely go broke in those accounts. So you have to be careful. Variable account, they're awesome. When the market goes up, you make a bunch of money. When the market goes down, you can lose a lot of money. So that's the risk. What if there was an account out there that give you the peace of mind of a fix with the upside of a variable with no downside risk? Well, there is. This is called an index strategy. It's a hybrid of both of those accounts. When the market goes up, you make money, and when the market goes down, you don't lose any money. If you see those little locks right there, that's what happens when the market goes down. You don't lose any of your money. It stays where your balance was at the time. That's pretty awesome. And the last rule we teach is how money gets taxed. Tax now, tax later, and tax advantage. And without me even going into it, you're probably already thinking tax advantage. Tax now is like your brokerage accounts, mutual funds, bank CDs. Well, if you pull any money out of that, by the way, it's tax season right now. You know how many 1099s I got from my bank and all these institutions, and I have to report it as income, just so you guys know. Tax later is like a 401k or an IRA, annuities, pension plans. Guess what? They're deferred accounts. So all you're doing is every time you get a paycheck, they're putting money in an account, but guess what? You have to pay it later. Let me ask you guys a question. You guys think taxes are going to be lower or higher when you're about to retire? Probably higher. So guess what? That's what happens in tax later accounts because it's called deferred, not forgiven. I had a lot of friends that went to college and got a bunch of student loans, and now they're getting hit with the bill. I said, yeah, it was deferred accounts. That means they're kicking the can down the road, and eventually you have to pay the taxes later, right? And eventually you have to pay those loans later also. So tax advantage is we have executive bonus plans, cash accumulation and insurance policies. We got municipal bonds, Roth IRAs. We got all that good stuff. So we educate our clients. So most Americans are in the middle. They're in the variable account and the tax later account. So what we do is show them how to diversify themselves in different strategies where they protect their money and protect themselves from taxation, which is a big deal, right? Because we have no idea the way taxes are going to go. And the reality, that's like driving a car with no steering wheel. You have no way of knowing where it's going to go. So what are the services that we provide? Well, we provide tax advantage wealth accumulation strategies, which is pretty awesome. You guys know there's three things that kill your wealth, right? Taxation, inflation, and the biggest nation in the world. You guys know who the biggest nation in the world is? Procrastination. Doing what you're supposed to do now, but you're not doing it till later. So guess what? We protect people with that stuff. And then asset protection and qualified rollovers. I come from real estate, and in real estate, it's called the 1031 exchange. And what we used to do is grab somebody's house, and in order for them to avoid the taxations, they will get a 1031 exchange, and they will actually get all the proceeds from that sale of the house and put into another home so they can avoid taxation, right? That's called the 1031 exchange. And in the financial services industry, it's called the 1035 exchange. You're just transferring money from this account to this account. And when I was in real estate, they were only paying me like 2-3% to sell a home. Well, guess what? Here, to roll over accounts, we're getting paid between 6 to 8%, right? And if you're in the mortgage industry, that's 600 to 800 bibs, 600 to 800 bibs, basis points. That's crazy. Just to roll over people's, all you're doing is moving people's money. Prudential and North American and Mutual Omaha, they pay us a lot of money to actually transfer money to them. And not one penny comes out of the client's account. Pretty freaking awesome, right? So we do college education funds. Actually, you guys can do the plan my mom had for me, which was no plan, right? So that's your other option. But guess what? I wish somebody decided on with my mom, and because she was saving all her money in that mattress, I now would have had a better chance at having not getting into student loans or anything crazy like that. We do debt management and consolidation. We also do infinite banking and family banks. How do you like to have your own bank? Isn't that crazy? Instead of putting your money in the bank where you're earning 1% interest, imagine creating your own bank. We can teach you that. And we do all types of life insurance. We do life insurance, living benefits, final expense, you name it. We don't care if you're 2 weeks old or you're 85 years old. We can help you. We do estate and legacy planning. You guys know that wills and trust and legacy estate planning is a huge deal. Do you know how many people pass away where I come from, my industry, that basically they take title as joint owners, husband and wife. They both died in a car accident. And guess what? The house goes to probate and nobody wins but the attorneys. Well, guess what? We can help people with an estate and legacy planning. Also, we do index growth IRAs, SEP IRAs, and traditional IRAs. So we can actually help you with that. And we also do mortgage protection terms. So if you're a mortgage guy out there, right, or real estate out there, guess what? Imagine selling the dream or financing the American dream, and you can do mortgage protection. By the way, let's say you're not even in those industries. Don't you believe that everybody needs to protect home ownership with life insurance? I do. I do. So even if you're not in those industries, guess what? We can protect home ownership through life insurance, through mortgage protection. And we have a bunch of business owner strategies. Why? So because the owners can focus on their business and we can focus on the stuff that they don't want to focus on. So we can do that for them, which is awesome. The other thing I wanted to share with you guys is you guys believe that timing is everything. This is one of the things that fascinated me about this industry. I saw this. There was a generation called the baby boomers. They were born between 1946 and 1964. And what happened was World War II, and then they came back from the war. They haven't seen their wives in a long time. They started having a bunch of babies. Back then, the average woman had about 2 kids, and it doubled to 4. My grandma had 6, that went to 12. Isn't that crazy? Like you hear about the families back in the 40s and 50s. They're like, oh yeah, we came from a family of 18, family of 16. By the way, you have 15 kids now. You get a TV show, right? You get a TV show now if you got 15 kids. So guess what? These baby boomers came back. There was a company called Gerber, right? Gerber, baby food. And nobody wanted to buy baby food in a jar, but suddenly when you have a bunch of kids, it sounded fast and convenient. And Gerber became a multi-billion-dollar company to this day. That's crazy. Just because they happen to be at the right place at the right time. Then these kids are growing up. They didn't have any TVs back then, which I think contributed to having more kids. But guess what? They didn't have any TVs. So guess what happened? Mattel, Hasbro, and Fisher-Price came out with toys, and the toy companies became very profitable. These kids started growing up. Mom's working, dad's working. Guess what? Fast food industry. When you think of fast food, company comes to mind? McDonald's, right? McDonald's. So guess what? The fast food industry started blowing up. These kids started growing. They wanted to go to college, and they started what? The car industry started blowing up also. Why? Just because of the baby boomers. Dodge, GM, and Ford became very profitable. Did you guys know the same cars that are in production that were in production then are in production now? Like the big Challenger, the big Mustang, the big you guys know that? You would think we're all driving electric cars by now, but why are those cars in production? Because they're marketing to who? The baby boomers. This generation controls 68% of all disposable income in the United States. 68% of all disposable income is controlled by the baby boomers, right? And then in the 80s, by the way, in the 70s, there was a bunch of custom homes, and all the big boomers were buying houses at the same time. And guess what? They created something called tract homes in the 80s. Why? Because they wanted to basically manufacture these and produce these and build them a lot faster. So the real estate market started boom. By the way, the real estate market had its biggest move back when the boomers were buying all at the same time. So now, guess what are they thinking about now? They're turning 65. What are they thinking about? Baby food, toys, fast food, car. Honey, I age 65. Let's go buy our first home. What are they thinking about? Retirement. And what do we do here at Global Financial Impact? Retirement and investments and life insurance. Isn't that awesome? Talk about being at the right place at the right time. There's 6 more years of the biggest wealth transfer happening right now. You can come in right now and you can be part of the largest and the biggest wealth transfer happening right now in the next 6 years. Not too late, which is awesome. When I saw that 12 and a half years ago, I'm like, oh my gosh, talk about timing. Talk about timing. So there's 6 ways that we get paid for helping families and educate and helping companies. Well, one way you get paid is personal income. You can get paid on your own pen, right? You can go out there and help them out. Agency income, you can actually, and anybody supervised anybody in the past, guess what? If you're a manager, a supervisor, if you're a team leader, guess what? If you do that here in our company, in the financial services company, you can actually have agency income, which is awesome. You can also have expansion income. We're in all 50 states. We're in different countries now. You can do that. And then we also get a bonus income. Our bonuses every month. Isn't that crazy? Every month. Who would like to get a bonus every month instead of the end of the year in December? Well, guess what? We get performance-based bonuses every single month. And then one of my favorite ones, which I love because I come from a transactional business. See, the best thing I loved about real estate and mortgage, big fat checks. I love them. But guess what? When I was in escrow, I was employed. When I was not in escrow in the middle of transaction, I was unemployed. Right? So here, imagine helping a family, and every time they're contributing to a product or service, you're getting paid a residual income, renewal income. It's like royalties in the music industry or like royalties in the movie industry. So I'll give you an example. You have the artist signs with the label, right? And every time somebody downloads their song, they both get paid. This is the same model, but it happens to be in the financial services industry. Who would like to have recurring or renewal income? If I was to stop right now and never do this again, I'm still going to get paid for all the clients I helped in the past. Isn't that crazy? It just keeps on paying. And the last one, our plans to take this company public. And guess what? There's going to be an opportunity for equity shares, which is a big deal, right? Who would like to do that? Right? There's some companies that out there that had their biggest move. They already went public. They're already in the New York Stock Exchange. They already had this biggest move. Imagine getting started with the company that's about to make one of the biggest moves. So you get to be on ground floor when it comes to going public, which is a big deal, right? Huge upside. So how do we get paid? Well, the average family puts about $500 away. Little college plans for little Johnny and Lisa, right? Mom and dad get life insurance and a savings plan for them. So the average is 500. I got clients that do 5,000 a month, and I got clients that only can afford $50 of life insurance. So it doesn't matter. We help everybody. But guess what? But the average is about $500 a month. So the way it works, they put $500 into the plans that you help them with. You connected them, right? Because we're just connectors. We're just connectors, just like real estate. We're in the middle. You have all these companies. You have all these people that want to retire and save money, and you connect them. When I was in real estate, guess what? All those houses I sold, they weren't mine. I was in the middle. I was an agent. I knew somebody wanted to sell, somebody wanted to buy. I connected them, and that's how I got paid. Here's no different, right? We're not money managers. We don't get up at 5 in the morning, nothing crazy like that. We're just connectors. That's all we do, right? And they pay us. These companies like Mutual Omaha, they pay us to bring them clients, which is awesome. So $500 a month. In a year, they're going to contribute $6,000. Well, guess what? We get paid what they're going to contribute into a whole year. When I first started, I was like, what? They only put $500. How are they going to pay us $6,000? Where's the money come from? These companies have deep pockets, and they pay us in advance out of their marketing budget to bring them clients, because now the client's going to be with them for a very, very long time. And that's how they make their money. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So they incentivize you to bring them a client. And then the following year, they pay you a residual, a small percentage of the annual premiums go to you. Nothing comes out of your client's account. Once again, They pay you out of their own, the companies pay you out of their own pocket. So let's go to the highest contract, right? Highest contract's an executive marketing director, right? And 6,000 times 80%, $5,100. Imagine helping one family a week, right? One family a week. You do that all year. That's $265,000 a year. By the way, that's not even that's amazing. I was like, what? Are you freaking kidding me? And then I realized that I was in financial services. And doesn't it make sense that if you're in the money business that you're making money? Why? Financial services is 3 times bigger than real estate in the industry. I know because I'm in both industries. 3 times bigger than real estate. Crazy, right? And if you partner both of them, right? If you partner with both of them, and then you can help your clients in many ways. So if you're a team leader, if you build a team of 6 doing the same thing you're doing, now you're making 14,400 per week, which is 748,800 a year. Can you guys say wow? Yeah, wow, right? Total income. Who would like to be a millionaire? By the way, you will be, you're not here by mistake. You got invited for a reason. You will be the first millionaire in your family. By the way, you're saying Carlos already makes 7 figures. Why am I on this call? Well, guess what? The question is not even going to be a millionaire. The question is going to be how many times over? How many times over? Right? And so what makes it special? This is the best one that I like. I feel like stopping at that one and not going through the rest. But the 5S of fulfillment. We believe that faith comes first, your family, finance, fitness, and fun. When I was younger, when I wasn't involved with this company, I had the same 5Fs, but I had them all backwards. I didn't have faith, family, finance, fitness, and fun. I had fun first, right? Well, guess what? This really made me a better husband, a better father to my children, a better leader, a better son to my mom. I mean, this completely changed my life. It's really true. Just being around this culture, being around the associations, the fulfillment formula is real. And just to be around a culture and a company that believes in that, it's a game changer. And I come from different industries that don't believe in stuff like that. But guess what? I really believe it. It's changed my life. I'm seeing a bigger impact, and it's for real. Personal builders compensation. By the way, if you come in here and you want to just be an agent, right? Because some of you guys are like, it's just one of those things where I just have to. No, it's not. You can come in, just like real estate. You can come in and be an agent all you want. Leave whenever you want, leave or go home whenever you want, do whatever you want. Guess what? You can do that here too. Or if you want to have a team, we'll train them, we'll help them get licensed. We'll do all that for you. And guess what? We'll put you in a leadership position with our firm. And guess what? You can have a builder's compensation, which means every time somebody helps a family, you're getting a percentage of that. You're getting a spiff out of that. Isn't that awesome? What an amazing model. We also work with 25 A+ rated product providers, which by the way, the money's being managed by those companies. We're just connecting them, which is cool. And we do leadership retreats and incentive trips. Who likes to travel? Right? Everybody. How about free? When it's free, the pillows are softer, the food is better. Are you kidding me? That's why we have a winning culture. I always tell people like, Carlos, you think I'm gonna be successful here? I'm like, how can you lose in a winning team? How can you lose in a winning team? Right. So we have a winning culture. We have a simple, proven system. We have a systematic way. There's stats for you how to succeed. We do a lot of charitable work. We give back to our communities. There's an ownership opportunity. By the way, ownership is huge. There's other companies that are on the financial services, but they offer 0% ownership. We offer ownership opportunities. And we believe in inspirational marketing. What does that mean? We believe in people, right? We actually care about people. We actually equip them. We actually want to do something that really help them be successful, because I won't be successful unless they become successful. My motto is, if I help enough people go where they want to go, ultimately I'll go where I want to go. So that's my motto. Our incredible leadership team. By the way, do you guys know the fastest way from A to B? It's a straight line. And I really believe if you can follow somebody that's been there before you, that's the fastest way to get to the top. Why? Because you don't have enough years to read all the books. You don't have enough years to do all the research. But if you follow somebody that's already been there, then guess what? That's the fastest way to get to the next level. And by the way, it says going global in 33 countries. That was as of last week. Now this week, we're at 55 countries. That's how rapidly we're growing. And we have a plug and play training model. All you do, we do about 22 trainings a week on Zoom. It's virtual. You can do this on your own time. You can jump as many as you want. It's freaking awesome. Multicultural and diversity. We have everybody you can think of here. Any demographic you can think of is part of our company. We have millionaire mentorship, which I talked about it, and we also have a technology company we partner with. When I first started a long time ago in the financial service industry, our clients had to get a blood test, they had to get on the scale, they had to check their heart, They had to do all take out blood. They had to do all kinds of crazy stuff. Now you can get approved up to $2 million worth of life insurance in 10 minutes. Isn't that crazy? And then for me, that comes from the mortgage and real estate background. Guess what? They can buy $1 million home, and 10 minutes later, I can protect that home with the Ethos technology. Isn't that crazy? Not only we can help our clients if you come from real estate mortgage, but you can help your clients if you're just a regular agent. Imagine getting somebody approved in 10 minutes without having all that embracive medical exam and all that crazy stuff. So, hey, technology is real, and GFI is part of that. So if you were to go open your own business, think about it. The traditional industry, $100,000 and $250,000. We're not talking about a McDonald's. We're talking about a Subway or Togo's or something. Guess what? Or Jersey Mike's. You're looking at $100,000 to $250,000. What you haven't even made a penny. That's what you have to invest into it. You have to train your people. You have to go to school. And guess what? The thing about traditional models, do you make money? Yes, but here's the challenge with those models. That every time you want to scale up, you take on more liability and you take on more exposure, not only through payroll, but through liabilities. Isn't that crazy? Plus, you have to get more loans. So the more you scale in the traditional models, the more exposure and the more liability you take. Here in our company, the more you grow, the less liability you take. And everything's under the umbrella of global financial impact. Isn't that awesome? They take all the risks, they do all the training. It's a plug and play right from the beginning. And all to get started, it's $199 to get your licensing material and to get registered with our firm. That's it, $199. When I said that the first time, I go, Carlos, you missed 3 zeros. I go, no, it's $199. They're like, yeah, no, you missed 3 zeros. I go, and it's not $199,000, which I think it should be, but it's only $199 till you get your license and get registered with the firm. Isn't that crazy? That's freaking awesome. $109 so you can get started in the financial services industry. By the way, for me to get started in real estate, thousands and thousands of dollars. To start my mortgage company, thousands and thousands of dollars. And every time I want to scale up, I got to take more liability and more exposure, more errors in omission, more workers' comp, all that crazy stuff here. You don't have any of that stuff. It's freaking awesome. Okay. Where do you see yourself starting out? Well, maybe you guys are like, you know what? This sounds great, but it's not for me. Well, consider becoming a client. The person that invited you, reach out to them. Reach out to them. Consider becoming a client. We can do a free financial analysis on you and give you some recommendations that can help you and your family. That's one option. Consider becoming a client. Second, revenue sharing program. I personally partner up with a lot of real estate and mortgage companies out there, and then they get involved in the revenue sharing program. They have the clients already. They're not stopping what they're doing. All they're doing is referring client. They get their license and they're showing referrals to our firm, and they become part of the revenue sharing program. Right? So referral, you can be a referral base. You can come in part-time if you want, and then you can transition into a full-time agency owner, where you can own your agency and you have no limits on your expansion, which is pretty awesome. So consider your options. Maybe becoming a client, maybe becoming an agent on a revenue sharing, referral, part-time or full-time basis, or consider becoming an agency owner like I did. And so anyways, guys, if you are ready, it's like, if you believe you heard enough to get started, like, Carlos, stop already. The first 5 minutes, I'm ready. How do I get registered? Guess what? Just so you guys know, we are regulated by the state. I'm in California, so regulated by the state of California. If you're in New York, you're regulated by the state of New York. If you're in Florida, you're regulated by the state of Florida. So it's all legit, right? And so guess what? If you want to, if you're ready to go, say, hey, I'm ready to get started. Guess what? Go on here, and the person that invited you, get the referral code, and you can jump on and you can get started and get your licenses started with Global Financial Impact. If you're like, well, I still need to do my research, guess what? Scan the second QR code and get more information about our company and more about what we do and how we help families and how we make an impact out there. So guys, thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to reach out to the person that invited you. I'll see you guys at the top. God bless you guys.